what looks like a small job. I think it's actually an incredibly difficult job.
We have problems. The more I see, the more I'm counting dollars here.
And I don't think just anybody is qualified to come in and do this. There's no top plate left on those joists now.
It should be running out, not in the house.
We thought we had a warranty that would help us.
We bought a warranty.
Hey, man, we don't have a choice. I didn't build this crap. I'm fixing it. Oh, yeah, baby. Mike Holmes. But if you're going to do it right the first time. Let's get rid of it. How do you do this to a family? Look at the nest. They got a nest of them. Oh, my God. On the money. 2, 3.
Oh my God!
It's perfect.
Thank you guys. Oh, do I ever?
Approximately 7 years ago, Dan and Jane bought in a really nice neighborhood. The trees behind, there's a valley here. It's gorgeous. 3-story house, beautiful townhomes.
Jane's business is just up the street, so we wanted something that was close to Jane's business. We wanted to stay in the neighborhood.
We bought it from a set of plans, and we then had some input in the design of the house.
Nice neighborhood.
Before we took possession of the house, on a walkthrough, I noticed that there was water staining on the ceiling below the flat roof and deck.
They jumped on it. They called up the builder, said we have a few issues here. Looks like we have a leak. The builder did come in, so I like to see them step up to the plate and come in and take a look at the issues.
Hey, Mike. Nice to
Dan,
see you again.
Pleasure to see you again.
Hi, come on in. Nice to meet you.
Noticed that the water was sitting on the flat roof area and puddling big time.
They, of course, said, yeah, we'll fix it, and they apparently, we thought they had.
They waited for it to dry off. They did a temporary Band-Aid fix that I talk about all the time. Will never solve the problem.
What they had done was put a small patch over the membrane where they felt the leak was coming from.
Our problem is way up on the 3rd floor.
At that point, we hired a roofing company to come in and replace the flat roof because I assumed that, okay, we've got a leak in the flat roof. We're gonna have to get it replaced.
The roofer started work, but after seeing the extent of the damage, I guess they realized it was more than just a roof job.
This is, well, you can see the lean-to structure out here that the roofing company left for us.
They got to a point and they said, no, we can't do anything with this. Now you need to go further and find somebody to fix it.
Wow, that is rotten. They strip it all up. They find the sheeting completely rotten. They start pulling up the sheeting. We have a huge red flag.
What we found was that the water had transferred into the top plate of the engineered joists, and those joists, 6 of them, I believe, are completely rotted away. We called the new home warranty people because the house is covered for a 7-year period for major structural defects. And this appeared to us to be a major structural defect.
What would cause all it's like sawdust almost.
What you're seeing is this wood.
Because it couldn't breathe
Look
with
at that.
yeah.
It is just completely falling apart. Imagine the soaking for approximately 7 years, no ventilation, no air within that floor joist. It's gonna hold the moisture and turn it into almost a steam bath, or we'll call it a moisture bath. It has saturated everything. No wonder it's fallen apart. I'm surprised nobody fell through the roof.
They sent out their inspector, and they made the determination that this is not a major structural defect and that they won't cover it.
Whenever it comes to a flat roof, it is required by code to have a minimum slope. That 8-foot run should have about a 3/4 inch to a 1 inch high end going out to the scupper. The scupper is the drain. What happens when it runs into the house? That means it's gonna hold the water until the sun or the air dissipates the water. What if it rains for 4 days? Where does that water go? It's gotta build up to run out.
The roofing company basically, once they got to that point, once they saw that damage, basically washed their hands of it. They're roofers, they're not carpenters, contractors, they're roofing contractors.
They go to the extreme of calling at least 10 different contractors to come in and fix it so the roofers can come back to close it back in again.
We really enjoy having a deck on our 3rd floor because it's a walkout off of our bedroom that we can sit in the morning and have our coffee.
Unfortunately, no one returns the call. It appears that nobody wants to take on the structure here because it looks too big.
We're left with basically an open roof.
To me, this is an easy job. I don't care what kind of structure it is. You cut it out, you replace it. You got to do what you got to do. Rip out the drywall. Who cares? Take it down, put it back together again. Actually, I rip it all apart. I'll bring it back, show you what I do find. That's great. And we'll take it from there.
Terrific.
Great.
All right?
Thank you
Have no
very
fear.
much.
Keep smiling.
Yeah, thank you very
It
much.
won't be long. I'll make this go away. Jordan here, he won that, you know, that challenge that was on some channel there?
Handyman Challenge?
Something like that.
That famous guy's on that show.
Jim Carrot?
Oh, that guy too.
I have one special thing I want to say to you. To the winner, I'm going to give you a special guest appearance on an upcoming television show of Homes on Homes. So you're going to come work with me, okay? Good luck, guys. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
First ever Handyman Superstar Challenge winner is Jordan.
Hey.
Okay, what we're going to be doing here today is we have manufactured floor joists right from left to the right. Obviously, it was a flat roof from about, actually it's here, right from about here over, and has been saturated with years and years of water. A roofing company came in, they opened it up, they found out everything was completely rotten, and could not finish the roof. They said the structure's got to be done. Nobody wanted to touch it, so hence why we're here. Right. Take your knife, cut all the way around. Let's drop the ceiling. Pull down the light. We'll play with Jordan a little bit. We'll make him do most of the work.
Jordan will be downstairs.
I'm gonna buy a donut for everybody if we get this down in 3 minutes.
3 minutes, guys.
What do we have here?
Insulation.
What do we have here?
Insulation.
What's here?
Nothing.
Must have forgot that joist. Even here.
It's missing on the backside.
Welcome to Homes on Homes. This is what we see all the time. That would be a nice cold zone across there, right?
Yeah,
No insulation on the outside in there. We'll give them the benefit of the doubt that it was insulated, even though I don't think it was. Okay, sorry guys. Donuts are no good. That was 4 minutes.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Next time.
4 minutes?
Guys, I'm just going to push down in the center here so we try and cup all the plastic, okay?
Okay.
You ready? Okay, slowly cup it together. Pull all the insulation, please. We're gonna get a little bit of crap coming out of here when you pull it down, so cautious of that. You know what? This little lean-to that they made,
Yeah.
I can easily pick it up at this end and build a structured wall for safety that we can't fall off. I'll cross brace it down so it's not gonna go anywhere. I put that up and then bring in my big tarp and wrap the whole thing. You know what? From this point here, this frickin' thing runs in towards the house. Thank you, sir. Oh my God. That is so running into the house.
Drastically.
Here's the top of the floor here. I'm not even close to it. It should be running out, not in the house. Look at this.
Are you level there? That's 2.5 inches.
2.5 inches. 2.5 inches in towards the house. How did they do that? Freaking dummies. No wonder this happened. That means every one of them is unlevel that way running into the house. They're all pooling.
Every single deck.
I'm not fixing all these houses. I would accept level. I do not accept a 2-inch run into the house. No wonder.
No.
All right, let's pull the rest of the insulation. Let's clean it all up, then we'll cut out the beams. This is sickening.
Okay.
What would be the next move? We know we want to remove the floor joists. Which joist would you pull out first?
I'd probably pull out that second one in there, just so it's right on the line of the plywood there, where it joins up there.
Why?
Just so we can pull that down a little bit there on the corner and just investigate a little bit more.
Up inside?
Yes.
Very good. So let's do exactly that. Let's do a cut right there at the bulkhead. Let's do a cut right there on the other side. Pull the one piece out. See how easy we can maneuver our end pieces out, inspect underneath, and continue. We'll keep the 2 outside pieces in so we can walk around and continue to drop this till there's nothing left. What I want to know is, can you see the trusses go over the wall?
Yes, I do.
Okay, is the ductwork self-supported or is it just sitting on the bulk?
It's self-supported.
Okay, so let's cut it at the parallel beam and drop the whole bulkhead, please. If there's a wall piece, you can leave that in. Drop the 2 pieces in front and the cross bracing. Lose it all because we're going to be going new. Once everything's down, let the dust settle, get it out of the house. Let's clean it up, tarp it from the outside, and we're done for the day, okay?
White side out, boys.
Let's get a factory assembly here. Get these in so we get the sheets down and rip this off. We could take them ourselves, but you know.
Big man. Big man.
Why don't you grab the whole truck?
Steve, you're making us look
Let's
bad.
pick up the trailer and bring it here, Steve.
Oh, I leave a little something for everybody.
Now, I just checked out the roof back there, and it's only like, between the corners, it's only like 2 to 3 feet. So it'll be easy just to get them up and over the corner into the backyard.
Yeah, so we
Once
stand them up, get
Yeah.
some on the roof, carry them.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Now, who do I have on this side? Where did Pinky go? Oh, there she is. You're so short.
I'm not the tall though.
Let's see what we got it.
You know what? I got a good idea. Let's use the first one as a ramp. Let's cut a second one. That way I can slide it up. So let's take that one and ramp it so it doesn't touch the east trough.
Okay. Okay, it's all yours, guys.
This is a trick and a half. Okay. Stand it back up. Tuck yours in because we got the pocket there. And I knew that was going to be tough. Cripple her over. Oh, this is going to be such a...
17.9 minus 8.
I really like that. You know what we're gonna do now? We're gonna lie this back down. We're gonna cut the sheeting out at this point here. So when we do put our beams in, we can sheet back in. Got it? Now we'll just slide each and every one of them in like that. So we've got our 7 in, then we'll slide them back out into place. Breaker 19.
Mine's up there.
Okay, I'm gonna call you. Slide it over. And if you want, it'll make it easier if you go up and she stays down and just slide it over. That's it. And just be approximate 16 inches, please. Perfect. Okay. Approximate. Right there. All right, let's go to lunch, and then we'll test Jordan's cut.
Okay.
Jordan's down there now. He's cutting the bracing pieces because I'm going to have bracing in between each and every one of them. And he believes he's already checked ahead, which I like that. I like that in a guy. He's already figured out his measurements, and I said, what is it? And he told me. I said, well, cut me one. We'll see if you're right.
He's a great guy. Teaches everybody as they go along. Every step, he has to show everybody what's going on. So I've learned a ton.
Jordan,
Yes.
are all these the same?
I hope so.
What's the measurement?
It's 13 5/8, 15 5/8, because there's an inch gap, so it's 2 inches less.
Well, this one's 15 and a half.
They should all be 13 and a half to 15 and a half here because of the inch. 15 5/8. I'm not really used to having a camera crew following me around.
Is that what it is? Are you under a little bit of pressure?
I'm not.
Nice little shop he's got here, right?
Yeah.
Got 2 pieces of these? Just want to do a double check on something.
This is how I did it.
I figured that.
Yeah.
There's going to be an easy way to set up a jig for this. Did you extend your gates out?
No.
This will help you stay on the fence line. We'll come up on the fence. We're going to go 15 and a half. We'll cut the first one. If you notice, I keep marking on the back. I don't mark on the front. I don't change it. We're not flipping anything. That way, no matter what, we're going to always have the same end cuts. If we want to do it exact each and every time, we take an extra 10 minutes. We set up the table saw, set the depth to the height of this. Bring her in, flip it, flip it, flip it, cut each and every one of them that way. Change the again so that we can come in this way and do that little nip there that we want to do 7/8.
Yep.
Each piece is identical. Even you did something that was not so good. Even though structure, it's not going to make a difference. Sheeting, it's not going to make a difference. We've got a hell of a top for the sheeting.
Yeah.
But it's in here. I know it. You know, and if I know that it's perfect, I'm a happy guy. I sleep at night, and that's why I make it perfect.
I'm down.
All right, let's get them in. So let's go 5 feet off. We'll go right across. We're gonna miss the 2 outsides at this point. We'll do that later. I just wanna get the floor down so we can take this up. We're just gonna temporarily put in a couple of screws so we have structure to stand on. All right, I'm not standing here. 16 and an 1/8. I accept.
This is pretty much a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and trying to show Holmesy that I got the skills. So I've learned a lot. It's been awesome time.
Jordan, it's been an absolute pleasure having you come on for the week. Have you had fun?
Totally. Tons of fun. It's been awesome.
It's just temporary, so let's just put 1, 2, 3, 4, same thing.
Okay.
Okay, now my body's got to move.
Oh, okay.
So hold 1 sec. Just gotta pull it past that if we can.
Good. Nice.
Let's pull this casing, leave the top. I need to pull this wall in case there's mold, and I need to pull this piece here, okay?
Okay, nice.
Isn't that wonderful? Don't use any glue or don't bother caulking this. Like, weather doesn't get in here, right? There's there's no cold weather going to get in here as long as this is on top of it. I am being very sarcastic.
I know you are.
And is this really secured to anything? I was wondering why the door was jamming. No sealant whatsoever under the door. This is what happens to wood when it has way too much water in it. Obviously, now we've got to restructure the door because there's nothing holding it. I've seen enough. This is a 2x4 underneath the door. Like, that's gonna hold anything, right? See, this is really good, eh? Just put up some trim, a little bead of caulking across here, a little caulking around the windows like this. See this caulking? Like, that's gonna keep anything out. They don't even care to insulate around the windows. Maybe, just maybe, they're relying on the stucco foam here. Well, at least they put up a paper. That's the real crap stuff, actually. This is minimum. That's not what I want to see. And that's definitely not what I want to see. Look at that. They faked it. What do I see?
Just a touch of insulation.
So when inspector walks around, what does he
Right.
see? He thinks there's insulation there. There's about that much bat insulation on the other side. Do you see any shims?
No wonder this thing sagged.
Interesting. Very interesting. Why is there water in the box? It's all rusted out on the inside, and it just came around and dripped down.
Right.
When you put up an exterior light, what do we need?
Well, you need, first of all, an exterior light that has a gasket on it.
That wouldn't hurt,
Yeah.
because it would help with weather, but a caulking bead around the top, but not on the bottom. By end of day today, I'd love to have the floor in so we can get the spray foam done. I'm gonna make the old-fashioned contractor coat rack. Screw nail. Yeah, works good. Tar paper doesn't allow the wood to breathe. It smothers it. We can even see that it got wet in here. You see that little area there? That's actually a surface mold all in here. Look at this. Well, isn't that pretty? Now, why do you think they used the tar paper instead of the Tyvek or Typar?
Cheaper?
Ha! You got it. Well, you got to think of the builders, right? Builders are going to use the cheapest stuff they can find because they save a lot of money per house by using the cheap stuff. Like, why is that acceptable?
That's just a surface mold then?
On the tar paper,
Yeah.
yeah. You see it on both sides, especially on the inside, eh? Look at that. Come on. It shows how much water, for some reason, is penetrating this surface. I'm gonna say it was just because they didn't caulk the light. You miss one little piece of caulking and look at the damage that it creates. The downfall, you know, you hear that crap runs downhill? Well, it sure does. So does water. It comes down and behind and creates mold all throughout, not to mention how rotten. Like, that's rotten, right? I shouldn't be able to stick my fingers through it. Is that acceptable? Not in my books. Like, I shouldn't be able to do that. You know, I shouldn't be able to do that. If it was drywall, I can do that, but not wood. This is a strong, strong wood, and yet I'm going through it. No, that's not rotten. That's not rotten at all, is it? Love my job. You know what? I used to watch Sesame Street when I was a kid, and there was a big song in there that said, one of these things just doesn't belong here. Before, after. One of these things are kind of the same. There's probably just a hair of that stuff in there. Okay?
I see.
And of course, they didn't screw it in. Look at how thin that gauge is.
Oh, really?
We're gonna take it off right to the end. I would say these people are lucky we are here. See this?
Yeah. That's a lot of
We have a lot of water penetrating the sheeting on the roof.
See that?
What?
That's where their exhaust fan's coming out, right there.
Don't tell me that.
Look at it.
I'll be
You can see the
pissed.
pipe.
What?
You can see the pipe right there. It's exhausting into nothing.
Oh, you buggers. You're kidding me.
No.
Aha.
I just saw it, which would explain all the moisture in that one spot.
Yeah. Drive the moisture against the sheeting.
Yeah. Into the insulation.
I'm so getting sick of this. Minimum code requirement states it goes outside the wall or through the roof. Had that have been through the roof, I wouldn't be going up there now, pulling up the shingles and repairing this area. They got away with this. Talk about throw a wrench into my schedule. Holy shit.
Shim. They shimmed it out. Plywood, shim, and then they put their stucco over top. They put their insulation over top of that, and then it's, you know, it'll work, but you know, what would it have taken to put another sheet of plywood on that or something?
Cut out the bottom plate, which was completely rotten. I chipped out with my hammer the rotten sheeting. So we have structure here, which is a wonderful manufactured beam that goes across there. The problem is the sheeting goes out over that, which will run on the next floor joist. We're gonna have to, I'm gonna have to cut back. Let's pull this off, because I'm gonna try and get sheeting in underneath to support those trusses.
Yeah. Okay.
And that way we can bond everything in place. It might have helped them had they have attached that in.
Yeah.
The sheeting went in, but soon as the sheet had rotted, it dropped.
right.
That's why we see all that buildup there, right? Because everything on this side dropped.
Good point. I thought maybe it was water getting in there.
All I'm gonna do is I'm taking the 2x4 and I'm attaching to that side so I can lift up both trusses so we can slide the next sheet in. So it's a little bit of everybody working together here. Did you go downstairs?
Yeah.
Carl and I will pry it up, just get a bead of adhesive right across each one.
And do you want me to hit the cross braces, Mike?
That would be good too.
Okay.
You know, we glue it and screw it. Well, come on out and take a look at this wonderful mess we found. See that up there? That's mold.
Is it?
Oh, really? What the hell is that?
The exhaust fan in the bathroom.
Are you serious? I had no idea we were gonna see something that stupid.
So all your moisture was pushed out to this area.
Oh my goodness.
You know what, that's just laziness, not caring, don't give a damn.
We found so much rot in here. I was putting my finger through the wall. Your light had no caulking on the top. The driving rain hit the top of the light, got in behind it, in behind the foam board, and rotted out that whole section, not to mention receptacle,
Right.
not to mention your window. Now, what do you see here?
There's no shimming in here.
No,
I mean, this is bowed.
it's bowed.
Who knows what else is going on in this place?
No insulation, no spray foam.
insulation.
They faked it. You see that little bit of insulation on the other side?
Yep.
They tucked in a little tiny piece across the front, put up the vapor barrier, so when the inspectors see it, they go, okay, it's insulated.
It takes you just as long to do something stupid like that as it does to insulate it properly.
We had to take the sheeting off. We had to continue structure underneath to hold up your trusses. Your trusses had actually fallen down.
How would we have any idea? That's frightful.
And that's why you would see that the roof line had dropped down on
Yeah.
this side.
Oh, right.
Remember
Yeah.
that ridge
Yeah.
you see up there?
Yeah, this originally started thinking we had to replace a flat roof. Now look where we're going now.
We did restructure the floor. We can tell how strong this is. You're gonna love what it looks like when I'm done.
Yeah, it sounds great.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
You won't have an issue anymore.
That's terrific.
Thank goodness.
But I feel
And-
sorry for your neighbors. This works, eh? And look how strong it is. I mean, this is strong. Should be that way. You know what? I hate to take apart my own work. Like, look how strong this is. We're gonna be ruthless today. Get some sun, put out the lounge chair. Who put all these screws in here? Where's my chair? It's just so I can hold on. Steve and Carl did an awesome job yesterday bracing everything in. Steve thought ahead, and I really like that. He cut the web so the spray foam will go in behind it and not just fill the zone. Let's get our Hilti spray foam, our fire stop. We're gonna spray all the outside edges, okay? So we have that fire stop, which they did not do.
Right.
And also, I want you to hit from the floor sheeting right across everything so that we know that when Alex comes in to spray foam, it's not gonna ooze up and in. Just run the electrical wire out, just have it hanging down to center point, and just hang it down because they're gonna put up about 3 inches, 3.5 inches of spray foam so we can put it in the octagon box later.
Easy day.
Hello? I hear the homeowner's phone ring every once in a while. I just want to pick it up and go, hey, what? He'll say, is Dan there? Oh, you got the wrong number. Well, it is just here, so that's good. Bit by bit, take out the old rotted crap and put in some new good stuff. We have plastic on the wall. We're going to do some spray foam. Should we remove it?
If you're going tight to it, you don't have to remove it, but if you're leaving a gap, you would remove it.
Very good. Normally, we're going to use, and you hear me say it all the time, a king stud, a jack stud. So it'd be king and jack. This would be king, this would be jack, and the jack is supposed to support underneath, but the door actually comes up to about this height. So we'll just have 2 full studs. And because of the weight difference of this span, 2 on each side is supreme to give us structure over the door. Nice, easy one. Everything this side of this beam here is exterior, right? This side is interior. So all I need you to do is hit this with an R28, I guess, 4-inch. Yep. And what I've done, I've spaced everything so you could get in there. We made sure that you can get up on top. Same as the web joins we did on the outside. We made sure you can get in there. Not bad, eh? No. I think we should inspect all the shingles on this side all the way up. There's no sense in pulling everything off if we don't have to. We know we have to up there. We got to put in that vent for the fan. As we pull up this sheeting, we'll be able to find out. Oh, it is a hard duct too. It's not a soft duct, but at least we'll be able to get to it and then maneuver up into the proper vent so we don't have this happen again. Luckily, you know, this was 7 years. 7 years of penetration of the exhaust fan coming up. It appears to be mold here. So it looks like mold to me there. We can see where it's blowing on it. And it is just the surface, so it's not as bad as I thought. You saw me poke my finger through the wall, so in comparison, this didn't get as bad. Why it didn't is more than likely it breathed through the soffits. Well, everything's in fairly good shape. Can you just pull that piece of insulation? Just pull it back, don't pull it out.
Here?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. This is going to be a tight fit, isn't it? I'm just trying to figure out where that is. I'm just gonna go see where it is. As the peaked roof comes down, it's a low peak. It's just underneath it. That's gonna be kind of hard to angle that up, and we're gonna have to do what we can. It's a 4-inch. So I'm gonna need a 4-inch 90. We'll bring it right back to the exhaust as far as we can, and I'll just cut the pipe. I can pull the pipe off, cut it, get the 90 on it, slip it in, and maneuver it in.
There's 1 2x4.
You gonna go all the way up with this?
Yeah, all the way up, right down to the first most point.
Okay.
So then we peel off this backing, and then this product actually adheres right to the deck. We're leaving the bottom and sides of this flange unnailed because we'll want our shingles to come up underneath the first portion of this. That way the warm, moist air coming out of this pipe can then sweat out on top of the roof as opposed to on the roof deck or onto the underlayment. Prevent any moisture from getting underneath the actual shingle. We want everything on top of the shingle. For every nail that goes through this material acts like a gasket and seals around each nail.
So why did I start here, Mike? Come on, come on, come on, come on. Here's the tricky cut. So we got the door, we got the receptacle, and we got the octagon box, and we got the window. So we brought up the sawhorses. We're gonna draw that out. We're gonna cut it out. We're gonna put it up.
43.
Get down there, look at it.
43 and 1/4.
43 and 1/4. 43 and a quarter?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Pull the trigger, get the blade going, let the blade do the cutting. Watch the blade with your cut. Never ever force your blade, okay? This is a jigsaw. It's only held by the top. It's not held by the blade itself other than the top. If you force that blade, you'll snap the blade and you can get hurt. You see, it won't do that, right? It won't cut round. So you've got to give yourself a little bit of room with that blade by taking it back and forth and creating that square cut. Because it's octagon, it's not round. Round we can follow. That's easy. Octagon's different. Good. Nice and easy, eh? So if we have measured and cut everything correctly, this should fit like a glove. And we know it's going to overhang the door, which we'll cut it out later. Well, Mr. Holmes, you did it. Good job. Thank you. This is easy, this works, we're safe.
Yeah.
We've got to have this slope today, we've got to have it waterproof today, because that heavy rain that's coming tomorrow, and we got to have a diversion out to the east trough. So knock this off, we'll get ready and just start sheeting it.
No problem, man. We'll get this done today.
Things we have to do to fix crap, eh? If I had done it right in the first place, we wouldn't be here. Well, looks like they hit studs. That was a smart move.
Yep.
You can see right out that when they came in here the first year after the complaints, they put up plywood. See how we have OSB? There's plywood, so there was issues from day one.
You're absolutely right.
Isn't that funny? 2-inch slope this way, and that gets rotted. I may have to replace that. Just be careful not to weaken the soffit. And that's tied in well, eh? Just a little too well, I see. Oh, hey, look at 2 nails. That's beautiful. 2 nails on one side, 3 nails on the other. At this point, it is not as bad as I thought. We just assumed right away that the whole thing would be rotten across, and so far we've had some water penetration, but this is the bad area right here. Oh, there's one of our good friends. That's a big one. I just wanted to pull out the rotten stuff. We'll vacuum it all up. What I am going to do is cut a piece of flooring to go right across that. We'll put down some PL Premium and hit it with a few screws and then restructure in. It'll be fine. Because it's not gonna get wet anymore, it'll eventually dry out and it won't be an issue anymore. Just take away all that rotten wood so the carpenter ants don't have a home. You know, it's a good thing we didn't build this house. Well, then again, we wouldn't be here if we built this house. I was just gonna say, because I would have glued everything. It would have been such a pain to get this up. Let's start drywall. You ready to drywall, Carl?
Sure am.
Handy lift they have.
Yes.
Real back saver.
How's the box?
That's for wimps. For guys that don't want to pick it up. I don't want to hold it. It's too heavy. Wimps. I've never used one of those. I'm up there holding my head and everything else screws on my mouth, putting it in.
I'm using a Durabond 90. That way I can work the whole room. This actually really dries really fast and really hard. This way you do it once, you don't go back a second time. Nothing like looking back and having people admire your work and say good things about it, you know?
We still have a nice slope there. So everything has to be done with the 8-foot level. That way we can shim it properly. A little bit time consuming, but it's what we do. What'd you do, cut it with a guide or?
We chalked them, put them out with a pencil, and then we just eyeballed them in.
You can absolutely never trust your existing sheeting, your existing flooring. This roof here is belly toward the center like this, just the way Mother Nature allowed it to, you know, sink in. Like skin starts to fall down as you get older. So all we're doing is compensating for the belly. We will shim across so we have that 100% trueness slope out. That's what I'm looking for. So by the time we get out to that end, it's gonna be nice and level, nice and straight, and the 2 scuppers will pick up the water for when it rains and pushed out to the edge. Okay, now you see that space we have at the end? That's a breathable surface right there. And then we'll just come up vertical to hold our double top plate. So right across, we still have that air movement with the drilled holes at one end, open at this end, which ties right into the attic space. We have air movement. We're actually 2 inches high on this end, down to 0 on this end, so we've created that 2-inch slope on an 8-foot span out. You you know what? This works because it goes towards the scupper.
Perfect.
This works. 4 3/8 is what we need vertically. You're gonna love the way I do this. If I based everything on the top plate, I'll make it level. Let's get 12 pieces at 4 3/8, okay? So 2 by 6. Let's get the chop saw going so we're precise. Boom, boom, 4 3/8, one after another. That gives us our edge on the scuppers. Everything is glued, everything is screwed.
It's very impressive. He's full of great ideas.
Now, that just locks it into this one as we put on the double top plate, locks it in, ties it in, and hits the whole thing to structurally support it. Do another one there. We'll tie off the scupper lines into there as well.
Right.
And we've really carried the load.
It's brilliant, man.
It's actually even better than it was. Nice, tight fit. Cut sheets of plywood from this point here to the scupper, to scupper, okay? So it's just pieces. We'll measure down, boom, boom, boom. It leaves it open completely in. This works perfect, eh?
Yeah, this is much better. It's gonna look nicer, it's easier to flash in the corner. First, we're gonna lay out the fiberglass paper. That is a fire retardant material. It gets nailed down. And what that material does is allows us to torch apply our rolled material to it. But because it is seamed, so there's butt edges, there's a chance of heat or flame getting down between. That's why we use the glass base paper first.
So just on the deck, or would you go right out with it?
Just on the deck and up the walls where we're gonna be torching against the walls.
Do you put in, what do you call this, the pan strips?
The cant strip.
Can't.
Yeah, cant strip goes on one
Can.
Can't.
Can't.
K-A-N-T.
I can't do it.
It can't do it, yeah.
Okay.
But just like that.
I got it.
And what that does is it bevels
Just to create
edges.
that round slope.
Yeah,
We don't-
just to
we don't
create
want that
create a
1090.
positive drainage towards the center of the roof and then on to the scupper boxes.
All right, let's do it. It's hot. Out here. I take off all my clothes, not around you. I was just gonna get a wiener and put it on a stick and put it over that flame there and have a. I like it burnt, actually. I don't like it just.
Hot, Steve.
Is that hot? No shims, but a ton of nails. We'll keep the window and give it to a reuse it place. The guys actually cut the plywood tight to the window where I want it tight to the wood, so we're gonna get the reciprocating saw and cut that out right tight to the window. That way, when the window goes in place and the trim's on the inside, we can get that nose in there and spray that whole void with spray foam. Put it in place on the trim, see what it looks like, match it all the way around. If you like it, we'll shim it in place, screw it in. Give it to me, come on. Show me what you got. No. Show me the money, come on. Grunt when you, see? I needed that broken in half, thank you. So we are bowed, eh? The center one's pushing it up. I'll feed it that way and then this way. So now we know it fits. Let's just get these pieces, cut a couple of them in half. We'll do it across here and then we'll shim it and put it in place, okay? Boys, bring it up, let's go. It's a fake look of a cedar, and I like it because it looks like cedar, but it's a slight of a cream color. And man, I like it. It's gonna go well with the cedar deck we're gonna build today. All done?
All done.
I know we have no leaves here, but
You might have trees down the road, and this is the best product out there. One advantage is the snow and ice not being able to get in, where it can sag the gutters and eventually have them not perform for you. And the ice does melt.
slides right off the edge.
Yep.
I love it.
We have 66-inch pieces of glass. We have about 70 inches, so it's going to be basically about 2-3 inches on either side. Nice, clean look. Black post, center, 2 quarters.
So total glass in the front, pickets on the side.
You got it.
Now, how far are we out? We're just going to come off the jamb or the casing?
We're going to go right directly into the casing, which is about 3.5 inches off.
Okay.
Mount right to the knee wall. Really straightforward installation.
It's going to look good. Wait till it's done. Drop the cedar in, glass rails, black. Everything goes color-wise. 1 inch is going to go here. 2 inch down here. We have room to go this way if we need to. Just want to see how it sits. Hey, that's pretty good. And don't be afraid to give it a little gap so water can go through just to help it. That's it. Gentle, guys. Oh, what a difference, eh?
Sawdust to this beautiful deck.
Incredible structure.
Yeah.
Incredible finish. I'm happy with it. Looks good. Number 3.
Jesus, they don't make kids the way they used to.
You look like you're sweating. Gentle, watch the rail. This thing won't outlast the whole house. Cover it right, do it right.
Yeah.
Everything works right.
They're gonna love it.
Everything looks right, too. These are good people. Good people, for some strange reason, get bad things happening to them. Why is that? Nobody seemed to care about the roof. The builder didn't care about it, obviously, because they let it leak. All right, I'm gonna go get them. I like it.
Oh my.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a little different.
Oh, look at the light. It's beautiful.
It is lovely.
That's a sensor as well. So if you turn it on, it'll you can use the sensor daylight as well as nighttime. It'll go and come on and off. So or just turn it on with the switch. It wasn't an easy job, but it took some thinking on how we were going to repair it. And how do you do that? You open it up, you start pulling it apart, and come up with a plan on putting it back together again. It's as simple as that. New window.
Right? Oh, it's
Gotta have to
beautiful.
see that. What a
Beautiful.
difference with full glass, eh?
Oh,
Yeah.
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 How do you like the
All
siding?
difference in the world. I love it.
Now the
Yeah.
look is supposed to be cedar,
Beautiful. Yeah.
cedar
Yeah.
shake.
Yeah.
But the character and the color goes with what I chose. The cedar on the floor, the rails. I love the glass.
It's beautiful, yeah.
So
You
you
actually
got
have a real deck.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Look at that.
This is a floating deck. It is on
Yes.
top of a foam base to protect the roof.
Right.
This is in 3 sections. So if you've ever got to get under it, you drop anything.
Right.
We want to have a wider gap here for the snow. It's not the easiest thing to do, but it's not rocket science neither. It takes a skilled professional to come in, oversee it, and go home. You saw it all opened up, so obviously you knew we had to restructure all kinds of crap. We even had to restructure the outside edge here once we pulled down the knee wall. Nothing serious, not as bad as I thought it was. Brought in all the right guys, made sure that we had 4 layers on this. We'll have a base layer, a fire code protection layer, your first membrane, and your secondary granulated layer. So that's 4, plus the 25-pound that's under it. So it's actually 5. That job would cost in the area of $60,000 to do. Not 10, not 20, 60. Now, why should homeowners have to bear that cost? Because the builder didn't care about it, or didn't care about what they were doing.
Wow.
2 scuppers, and now what I like is you can't see them.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And the 2 scuppers, you can see it as you look through the glass or on the outside. Too many people let it go. It's not good enough. It's not bad enough. It's not hard enough. It's too much money. Don't worry, it's not a problem. Put a Band-Aid on it. You know, everything is covered with a Band-Aid. We had to re-angle the whole slope of the roof because it was out 2 inches in, so we had brought it up 3 inches to give a 1/4 inch per foot drop. So even the deck is still slightly unlevel, even though I have 2-inch foam on this side and 1-inch foam on this side.
Right.
I don't mind it being unlevel 1
You
inch.
don't really feel it.
It was a problem. It created a structural problem, and it created an actual nightmare. I thought it was necessary to give you a much better door in place there, full glass door. New fascia soffit, east trough. You've got the leaf proof, so for ice buildup on the top here, it's not going to be an issue. This is kind of like the area to stand now, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't mind it being different, really, when you look at the other
you
ones.
know what?
Yeah,
It gives
this
it
is
sort of a
nice.
unique feel.
Well, when they're out there now, they're going to be jealous. They're going to be looking over going,
I would imagine.
I
they
think
would.
so.
Bottom line, they didn't care. Not my house. No problem. Let's go take a look at the bedroom.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? It's so nice to be rid of that textured ceiling.
It makes it look bigger,
Hey,
having a flat ceiling.
Nice light fixture.
Yes.
That's very nice.
Yeah.
I put up a new light.
Yeah, that's
And
I
the-
wrecked that one. I think I wrecked your outside one because I was upset with it and ripped it off. And I'll get you a new one. So we got
That's
you some
okay.
new ones. But it goes with the color of the
It
room.
does.
All new bulkhead that was completely brought down.
Right,
We actually insulated that duct line that goes out there.
Oh, great.
And you do remember that fan in the bathroom upstairs that.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
we
yeah.
replaced that sheet, we put in a proper roof vent, tied that back in, did that all from the roof line. What is necessary is protecting your investment. If there's a problem, stand up and fix it. You're not a bad guy for coming back to fix it. As a matter of fact, you're a good guy. Are you happy?
Very happy.
Can't tell you how happy.
Very happy. It's
This
like,
is amazing.
well, this is a whole new room. And
It
our,
is, isn't
and,
it?
And our
It is.
deck's a whole new deck.
They see a difference then. It's not just putting it back to the way it looked. There was a couple of changes, and they really liked it. For them, maybe now they'll use the deck and get to enjoy what they should have had 7 years ago.
It's great.
I'm really
Thank
sweaty.
you.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
all
Hey, it's
sweaty.
a hot day and you worked hard.
It is. I'm
so
wearing my tent. I'm gonna have to take this tent off and go have a shower. But
Right.
enjoy.
We will.
Go get him, Steve. Adam, awesome. Kill the leg. You can take it home. Matt, awesome job, buddy.
Thank you.
Awesome job. Stinky. We're both stinky. Oh, love you. Love you. Hey, Damon, come on. You're taller than Adam, man. Watch my ribs, Carlos. Mr. Buck.
Yes, sir.
Good job, Stevie. Uncle Bill.
Fabulous job.
You get to drive the truck home, okay?
Yes, sir. I'm gonna do that. No problem.
Okay, everybody have a good night. We'll see you in the morning.